Hello everyone, I am Taureor and welcome to another one of my House of Iron IV challenges. We will be playing as Finland and the goal is to annex the Soviet Union. We're going to be playing on regular difficulty, historical focuses and Ironman mode. Let's start. Go, Ironman Finland 1. We start with 18 units. Now, one of them is a cavalry unit, which has very little manpower. I'm going to disband them. We're not going to need that cavalry. Now, all of you guys need to switch to the different infantry template. I should probably show you what that is. This is 6 units plus engineers, and this is 3 units plus engineers, and this is 2 cavalry units plus recon. This will be good enough. Now we will want to train them up once we have full manpower on them. Other than that, factories produce tons of normal guns. Focuses, political effort, so we can switch ideologies and perhaps invade Sweden. Now the doctrines have been changed and superior firepower is not as strong as it used to be. So I'm going to be mixing doctrines a bit. I suppose Grand Battle Plan could work in this situation, but I'm not a big fan of it. Let's do mass assault, haven't done that in a while. Let's get some military factories going and then some forts against the Soviet Union. Only level 1s because they'll be destroyed by bombers anyway, but they can help us get the upper hand in the initial fight at the very beginning, and forts level 1 are very cheap anyway. Political effort is done. I'm going to hire a fascist demagogue so we can switch our ideologies quickly. Let's research some naval invasions. Let's get a silent workhorse for some extra political power. Nationalism focus done. Now let's move on to militarism, which is the single best focus ever. Well, maybe apart from the one that gives you Japan as a puppet. We have enough political power to open up political discourse. Transport ships researched, we'll be able to do some naval invasions. Oh, threat of communism, wonderful. This is going to speed up our plans quite significantly. With militarism done, we could go after the armament effort, or we could move down to ideological fanaticism. Because when we start fighting and join the Axis, which I plan to do, we could do technology sharing, which is very, very nice. Yeah, I suppose we should go down to ideological fanaticism and then leave this ready. Afterwards, we can just do industrial effort, then armament effort, and then the extra research thoughts here, because I'd like to get this one early if I can. Let's do military youth. Threat of communism again. Well, I did not expect that. I don't even have enough political power to cash in on this. Well, we will not be discrediting the government. Now we're just going to normally wait until it's 50, and then do the referendum, which is extremely fast. Okay then, we can do the referendum now. Here you go. Oh, we can't yet. Just a moment longer, and yes. Here you go. Let's see who becomes our leader. He has no skills. Well, pity. Okay then, now we could justify a war goal on Sweden, because we want to attack them. But we don't have enough political power yet, because this happened way earlier than I expected it to. Unfortunately, Sweden is democratic, which means we risk a lot by attacking them. And that is essentially why I'm only going to attack Sweden and not Sweden and Norway. If they were non-aligned, I could get away with that. But if I try to do both, then guarantees. There you go. 263 days. We need to get ready. Let's start exercising those units. Military youth is done, and anti-Comintern pact. Yes, sure, let's do anti-Comintern pact. I do want to join the Axis after all. Now that these guys are at full manpower, I can actually train more. Don't really have the equipment for it, but we can do a little bit. I also need a field marshal. These two guys are pretty good as generals, so let's get a new one. He is completely uninteresting. Let's get a new one maybe. Okay, what did you get? That's even worse. Alright, let's go with this one. Promote him. Because these guys have very good weather traits, and I can also give Eric adaptable and winter expert, both. Let's do that immediately. Viho, is that how you pronounce that? I don't know. Can also get a trait, just one, winter expert, or skirmisher. Let's go with winter expert. It's going to be cold up here. And finally, the newly appointed field marshal is going to get charismatic. These guys have trained up properly. I'm going to use them, well, maybe not all of them. 5 should be enough. I'm going to use them to do a naval invasion of Sweden. And I suppose I should leave one unit behind in the capital, just in case. We should be able to launch the naval invasion, unless, Sweden blocks us. Hopefully they won't. If they do, I can always turn back, hopefully, and just attack over land. Will probably be best served by the army regrouping genius. Yeah, I kind of want to do war economy, but that can wait. Let's get the army regrouping genius. Our war goal is ready. I want to join the Axis and attack. Will you accept me? Yes, you will. Okay then, let's unpause for 1 hour. We have joined. Let's attack Sweden. Let's let the game run and see. Okay, the Swedish fleet is much stronger than our fleet, so this is not going to work out. Well, good to know. Good to know. I suppose I should relocate these troops up north and perhaps tell the northern forces to be aggressive. There you go. They seem unprepared. The Swedish have launched a naval invasion. Well, that is unfortunate, but I did leave one unit in my capital, which should be enough. I could try to cut them off, I suppose. You know what? I think I'll just ignore this and try to push for their capital first. I'm going to deploy these guys and have them counter this attack here. We got a bit separated. However, I am almost in Stockholm. And it's very lightly defended. Wonderful. Just go for the victory points. How far are you from capitulation? Not too far. Technology sharing is successful. Wonderful. Now we have 4 research slots and we'll be able to have 5 without having 50 factories as you usually have to. Oh, wait a minute. It didn't do that. Oh, crap, I forgot. It only gives an extra research slot if you start off with 2. Damn it. We shouldn't have gone down this path then. Oh well, everybody makes mistakes. Give me the victory point. Here we go. Sweden is ours. I'm going to make them a puppet, because I need their manpower. I would like to attack more countries, but they're democratic here, and Estonia, Latvia, and Lithuania are not really good puppets because they can be annexed by the Soviets. I could just take their territory, but that wouldn't give me that much manpower. Let's get ready to fight the Soviets. It's going to take some time. We'll have a lot of time to prepare before that happens. However, what we can do is get some divisions from Sweden. Let's make it the same as the one we're currently using. Yep, getting Swedish manpower. Now let's make sure to train up all the guys that we can actually train up. Let's do free trade and then maybe war economy. We'll see about that. How is Sweden doing on manpower? Should I just switch all my units to that? Well, if they decide to do political effort and then, militarism, then it will not be a problem. Ah, we got the bonus from technology sharing. Well, actually, now it seems worth it, because I can get the better guns very soon. It's gonna be a while before we have to fight the Soviets. Let's do war economy. It's going to help our economy. We have mobilized almost all the manpower we can mobilize. I'm going to switch to extensive conscription so that we can keep mobilizing. Extra research slot done. Now we can use the bonuses from secret weapons to get buffs to all our research quickly. Let's get the army regrouping expert. Sweden really doesn't want to do militarism, do they? Let's do equipment effort now and try to get better guns. Italy joined Axis. Good, our faction grows. Use equipment effort 1 that we just researched to get this, so then we can get this. Molotov-Ribbentrop. That is a non-aggression pact. Good. The Russians might not want to attack us because of that. We'll see. Now I should give this guy defensive doctrine, but I don't have the points to do that right now. We can always do it later. How are we doing on equipment? Well enough. Poland refuses German ultimatum. The war starts. We're not going to participate in the attack on Poland. Poland joined Allies. Yes, of course it did. Germany attacking Benelux, and Warsaw has fallen. I'm going to do improved working conditions. It's going to be a temporary debuff, but a permanent buff. With that doctrine effort, we can buff our infantry. France has capitulated already. We're fine on equipment. I think it's time to start producing artillery. There you go. German interest in Scandinavia. Well, I would like to take Denmark and Norway, but I don't want to be involved with the Allies. Sweden's choosing the worst focuses, and they can do the research slot, but they haven't. And they have not taken militarism. We want to be on our core territory, at least for a while, so that we can weaken the Soviets. We have wonderful bonuses on core territory. Human wave offensive. Alright. Now our combat width from 20 has become 16. You know what we should do? We should add one artillery unit to that. And then add one anti-air. That will be exactly 20 combat width. Elegant and useful. Right, the newest gun has been researched. Great, let's start producing it. Well, Sweden is finally doing the research slot, but they still haven't touched upon militarism. Let's start producing the anti-air guns. They do have a little bit of piercing, and they can also be useful against tanks, thanks to that. And add the anti-air over here. It will not add a lot, but it will add to everything, pretty much. Romania attacking Bulgaria. Rarely see that happen. Okay, it's happening. The Soviet Union is getting a war goal against us. Let's get ready. Oh, damn it. Well, how much time do we have until this expires? 13 days left. I'm going to take these guys that are currently training and send them... where should I send you? I suppose I'll send them over to Leningrad, because we would like to take that area over if we can. So you join that army. And let's wait a few days and then, of course, refuse the Soviet demands. And let them come if they dare. I think we're well prepared. We should be alright. They now have a war goal on us. Will they attack or are they afraid of Germany? And there we go. Okay, who do we have? Romania, Italy. Romania, Italy, Hungary. Yeah, we're pretty good on that front. Italy has tons of territory here. We should be fine. We should be fine as long as we can actually defend ourselves. This is a relatively vulnerable position, but we're very good at defense. Can we actually withstand their attack? That is the big question here. This is all looking good. We have to stay in our territory in most cases, especially up north, because we have very powerful bonuses to that. Although I suppose I could use some more troops. Of course, I forgot. We can go to total mobilization now. And do women in the workforce. That is pretty good. And now, this total mobilization is not hurting our manpower. When we maxed out on our current manpower, I can go back to war economy, and that with women in the workforce will give me a bonus of 3% manpower. And then we can, increase our mobilization laws further if we so choose. Currently our maximum is 17%, and when we reach that, I'll do something to increase it. Request Swedish assistance in war. This event is strange since Sweden is in the war on our side. Yeah, sure, let's call them. Let's call them. They are already in the war, so it would be weird if they refused, for example. Let's have a look at the statistics here. The defense skill is... You know what, I'll just stay where I am. Yeah, the impossible amounts of defense that we have make me think that I might even be able to do it without the Germans. But then attacking could be a bit problematic, and they would fight eventually. I might do another challenge, when we do this without allying anyone. Could be interesting. Yeah, let's get entrenchment. Let's get entrenchment. There is pretty much status quo on the Polish border, let's say. Looking at the orange dash here, that is the strength of the division, that covers equipment and manpower. Yeah, I don't expect them to run out of manpower. I do expect them to run out of equipment. What is our war participation? Only 5%. Although we have killed quite a lot of them. We have killed 1 million Soviet troops, but our war participation is only 5%. I think this should be modified somehow, but we will get much more when we start pushing back. We have mobilized all that we could mobilize. So now I'm going down from total mobilization to war economy. That in conjunction with women in the workforce, which stays. You can only get women in the workforce once you do total mobilization. But when you go down from total mobilization, that modifier stays. So now we can mobilize up to 20%. Sweden, did you do militarism finally? Is it time to start pushing back against the Soviets yet? Not sure. Maybe I'll let the Germans and the Romanians go like this far before we start actually contributing, because we will lose a lot of manpower when we start pushing. Essentially, the rule of thumb on this is if you're doing the defensive strategy, when you let the enemy attack you and exhaust themselves before you strike back, the general rule of thumb would be, see, those attacks are appearing regularly. They're attacking me all the time. When they stop doing that, and it's not happening for a longer time, it only happens, rarely, then essentially the enemy is in a difficult situation and we can start pushing back. Germany's having some trouble with allied invasions. Okay, now that we have all these technologies, infantry, anti-tank and so on, I think I should start pushing back against the Soviets. Okay, let's activate. And see how well that works out. We have to keep a close eye on the front lines because they might get weird. Got some military factories from Leningrad. You know what, if I took that into account, I probably should have attacked that earlier. Yeah, there's lots of factories here. Oh, that means I can get extra research slot. Yeah, I need to pay close attention to those front lines. They'll keep getting screwed up if I don't. Oh, bloody hell, don't leave this open. Idiots. Strikes, really? Yeah, let's get the last option. It's expensive, but we do have the power. Hey, Sweden, did you do militarism yet? They did! They did do militarism! I'm so proud of you. Netherlands has capitulated. Again? Well, Germany has dealt with the problem. Yes, heroes of the production front, give me stability. Somehow the divisions here are not assigned properly. Let's redo the order and try to attack again. And there we go. Wonderful. Wonderful. Some of you should actually move here instead. Extra research slot done. Soviet Union annexes Taureor and United States is justifying against us. Well, probably against Germany, but let's check on that. Yes, the Prussian menace. So yeah, single unit taking all that. Well, you can take some stuff as well. You will take the second line. What will my war participation now be? 32%. Hey, we've almost reached the Germans. And we still have manpower somehow. I'm not certain if I should switch to balanced now. Oh crap, I forgot. I have the defense guy selected. Well, now that's not necessarily the best thing because we are the attacker all the time. Well, let's switch him to an offense guy. And we have connected with the Germans. Hey Germany, wanna give me some land? I don't think so, but we could try it. Okay, that will fit nicely. Thank you. Now, Romania, would you like to give me some territory? Gimme. And now we have 77 factories. United States joined allies and attack Germany. At this point, it seems to only be a matter of time. What is our war score? 40%. Cool. We have almost mobilized 20%. It's time to switch our manpower law to do service by requirement. Germany might be in a bit of trouble here, but we'll see how the situation develops. For now, let's just do signal companies. War score is now equal to Germany's war score. Such an opportunity. Well, these guys are about to be trapped. Let's immobilize the units here so they can't reinforce and make a bit of a pocket. Here you go. We have lost some units. Hey, Sweden. What's that? Expeditionary force. Yes, please. 16 divisions. If I can take everything from the Soviet Union, which I really, really doubt, then we won't even need to fight anyone else. Oh, did I miss the taking of Moscow? Oh, crap. Yeah, I missed it. How far from capitulation are you? Still quite a lot of work. Actually, we should probably attack down south. There's quite a lot of victory points here. The front line is moving very fast now. 22% out of 20 required. Not much longer then. 99% towards capitulation. This is about to happen. And then the real challenge begins. The real challenge being the peace conference. Here we go. Right, what did we get? We got this. The Germans got all that. We don't want them to get anything that used to be the Soviet Union. But I'll talk about it at the peace conference. Here we go. Okay, so our goal is to annex the Soviet Union, not Poland or the Baltic countries or Romania, so we can leave those territories alone. What we want to do is block the Germans from possibly taking anything that used to belong to the Soviet Union before all the craziness. So we need to block them here. Right. Now, Romanians might take Crimea, so let's try and block that. Maybe block the coast a little bit. I would like to block all the coast, then we might not even need to fight Germany. Oh, right, I also need to puppet the Soviets. Can we do that? Yes, we can. Maybe I can puppet them with a province that I actually want to take. Take all states. Now, let's say I want to puppet them with Crimea. Let's unselect Crimea. Do puppet. And then take all state. Ah, crap, I can't do that. Okay. And now we puppet them with Crimea. Perfect. And now I can continue taking the states I was talking about taking. So, for example, Bessarabia is Romanian. We don't need that. This was Soviet as well. Okay. This was Polish, Lithuanian, Latvian, Estonian. Don't need those. There we go. That should block the Germans from, an incursion in this territory, theoretically. I hope they will be satisfied with taking all the land here. Now let's try and continue that coastline. Can't continue the coastline here. Can I continue it up north? No, how about here? Alright, this is as much as we can get in this round, pretty much. Let's pass, or end turn. Okay, success so far. The Germans have only taken this land. Right? Yes. So if I can separate them completely, I don't think they'll try and take land in the middle of Russia, even though they could theoretically. So if I can in this round separate out all the coastlines, then we might be in the clear, and we might not even need to fight the Germans. So now we're going to use our puppet to take these because it's going to be cheaper for them. So coastline, here we go. Looks like we have separated them out pretty much. Now let's try to take as much as we can in this round. Why am I doing the puppet thing? Well, because the cost is lower, because it's their cores. I'm going to annex them afterwards, but yeah, we can get more land this way. Alright, this is as much as we can take in the second round. And if the Germans and Romanians take nothing inside this territory, then we're in the clear. Are we in the clear? Haha, yes we are! Yes we are! Oh right, it looks like we won't need to fight the Germans after all. Thanks to our amazing war score that let us take all that land. But let's not, celebrate too early and make sure this, actually works out. Let's try to, continue and give the Soviets as much as we can. Now, if the Germans do take something, then I will have to go to war with them, but since we have separated them like this, I can just build forts in here and then destroy any armies they would have inside the Russian territories. Next round. Did you take anything? They didn't. Oh, right. And did you? Yes, they started transferring war score to us, which means we are in the clear. We have succeeded. There you go. End turn. We have taken everything. Now, some of it is our puppet, and we still have to annex that, but that's just a formality. Yeah, essentially, if they can't access the territory, if they don't have any coastline, they will not take territory just inside an enemy. So this is why we did that, so their first turn would go towards taking the Polish territory that we didn't really need, and you saw that happen. So, what do we need to do now? Well, we need to annex the Russian Empire. I need to send them everything I produce. Let's just make some civilian factories for them. Some of it will be obsolete. We don't care. I'm just gonna give you everything. Sorry, I just can't resist exploiting subject manpower. Also, I should go down from service by requirement to extensive conscription. I changed my mind about production. Let's cancel everything that is not infantry equipment. Going down quickly. Wonderful. Lend-Lease is very useful if you have several subjects, because you can send the same equipment to all of them. Let's suppose we would be annexing Sweden first. I send all my guns to Sweden. We lower their autonomy due to Lend-Lease. Then we annex them and get all the guns back. Then we can send them again. We can lower their autonomy. Wonderful. That is going to increase the amount of factories and they are transferring to us. They're going to be giving us 25% of their civilian factories and 65% of their military factories. Cool. More guns for us, and also they give us manpower directly. That is quite a lot of military factories we're getting from them, isn't it? We should get steel for that. Now sending more of them. Not 10,000, 100,000. The fall of London, really? Well, that's surprising. That is surprising, and also good for the Axis. Did you see that change? Now Lend-Lease is giving us more than building. In the meantime, Britain is not doing so well. UK has capitulated. Will Germany be capable of sending an invasion to the US? Okay, we can annex them now. Goodbye, Russia. Hello, Finland. It's gonna take a moment. Has to process quite a lot of provinces. There we go. There we go. Greater Finland. Everywhere. We have 419 factories. We have also inherited all the Russian troops. So we have a total of 92 divisions, but we can make more. Many, many more. Oh, right then. That is it. That is the challenge fulfilled. Finland annexing all the territory of the Soviet Union, all the core territory of the Soviet Union. They have acquired some stuff unlawfully in the meantime, but that doesn't concern us. Yeah, all the starting territory of the Soviets belongs to us. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed this little challenge, and make sure to let me know in the comments what you liked, disliked about it, and most importantly, what you would like to see me play. Right, I almost forgot. There is a link to the full playlist of all my challenges in the description, and a link to my Patreon if you'd like to tip me. That's it. Thanks for watching. See you soon. Goodbye.